Fnatic's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Going live.
Right?
Welcome to the
Fnatic's
Shanghai
turn
Major
to pick.
presented by Perfect World, and we're ready for the last series, and better yet, we're in the draft. Woo! Called up Guy, Blitz,
That was fun.
Draskell, Cinnamon, welcome back as well. But we can go straight into the draft and take a look at what the teams have in store for each
Dire
other.
team pick.
It was Merlini that said right before the break that we're gonna have
Fnatic's
clash, we're
turn
gonna
to
have
pick.
fighting, we're gonna have active early game. Blitz and the code already talked about this, but Andy and Cinnamon, I want to hear from you too. What are your expectations to see for this match, for this game?
I think early fighting.
Yes?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about this particular game, yeah, of course.
Yes.
After seeing the openers. I feel like Fnatic really had a stronger showing so far, at least in my opinion, than Team Spirit.
10 seconds
Considering the opponents
remaining.
they went against, and I think that the series they just played against Alliance,
5
they very
seconds
easily could
remaining.
have gone their way had the early game not gone so terrible for them, so I don't think Fnatic is a team to sleep on by any
Reserve
stretch, but I've
time.
also been kind of impressed with what Spirit's been doing so far. Ramsey's CK early was pretty insane. So I think this should actually be a very good series.
Can't believe the kid is 16 years old. He
Fanatics
is
turn to
very-
ban.
8.4k.
There's one of that player every year.
There really
Yeah.
is the prodigy that
Yeah.
shows up, and it's younger every year. So maybe 10 years old. Yeah.
Will they become like one every year, or maybe one last year?
10
Who's this
seconds
year?
remaining.
And it goes on.
Who's the second one?
We're only in
5
February.
seconds
We're only
remaining.
in March. We're only in February.
That's a good point, Shiver.
And
The
Dire
February
team
one is a
ban.
good point.
anything can still happen, but he is a beast.
I think you guys
Scary.
are all underrating Goblack Dodo. Do you think that Spirit is underdog in any matchup?
I mean, it's not a significant underdog in my opinion. It's just like a 60-40 or whatever, you know. Like,
Goblack's gonna level 1 roach them on Radiant side. Just with
I
OD
would
or
actually
Spirit.
love to see that.
Me and Ben were joking about that. It's like Radiant has like,
Dire
no
team
shot.
ban.
So confused.
I mean, he's dire right now. He could do it again.
Goblack just does whatever he wants, and he figures out whatever is the most annoying style of the patch, and then he's like, guys, we're gonna all in this. Like, you guys want to live
10
stream at this
seconds
game?
remaining.
I mean, he did pioneer the Iron Talon tree jungle.
5
Just
seconds remaining.
worst thing to play against in the entire
I blame
world, actually.
Goblack for Viper being a hero in Dota.
Reserve time.
That's how deep this runs.
Wow, that's
First.
a pointy headed
Fanatics
face I haven't seen in a
turn to
while.
pick.
They ban Oracle, that's why.
No, Oracle
They
could
did, yeah.
still come out here.
No, they banned him.
Oh, they
Spirit
did
banned him.
ban.
It's like Darkseer is at a point right now where you actually more or less can't pick it unless you ban Oracle. That hero is an absolute nightmare to play against in lane. It's actually kind of dumb how good it is against PS. Everything the hero does in lane is just completely negated.
I actually think I
I have
remember.
to remember.
I remember watching one of your streams and you were playing Darkseer against Oracle.
But
And you just
Dire
got
team
purged once,
pick.
like your Surge is gone, Iron Chill's gone, you might as well just go AFK.
I was like, okay, I go jungle, because... So, if you're not familiar with the matchup, the problem is Oracle's Fortune's End, the nuke, is an AoE purge, and it can be cast on creeps. It
Yeah.
didn't used to be able to, it used to only target heroes, but now it can target creeps. The way Darkseer plays the beginning of the laning phase is that he double Ion Chills the creep wave and maybe even puts a third one on himself or a creep, and then he runs down, the creep wave dies
10
very fast and he gets
seconds
level 2,
remaining.
and then he can surge away. But you never get the trade-off, because the spells just get purged,
5
and then they
seconds
just start hitting you
remaining.
and forcing you out of lane. And you can't start with Surge, realistically, because then you have no laning presence.
Reserve
So,
time.
it's a rough matchup.
I like the
but it's
fallback
not
here
bad.
going for Disruptor though, who's also pretty good against
He's very good,
Darkseer.
too.
Glimpse
Yes,
is good
absolutely.
to stop the Surge to get away, and he's very nice against Earth Spirit. He is a great way to try to crowd control him in a kinetic field and then of course Static Storm will completely shut down Earth Spirit. Get a lot going. Plus he tries to roll away. Get the hell back over here.
Glimpse is incredible against Rolling
Yeah.
Boulder, because it's such a telegraphed ability. You first of all, you know it's coming. Secondly, it's very clear when it's cast. And
You have to be careful though. I mean, Invoker is still susceptible to being caught out from an Earth Spirit early roam. It's not like Alliance's last game where they had the Puck, who can be very elusive. So I'm curious if they add any sort of extra defensive measures for the roaming Earth Spirit. not. Trust one to be able to hold his own on the Invoker.
I feel like they have a good amount of mobility already just with the Nature's Prophet. Like, Spirit rotations are a lot scarier when you're kind of down a hero, you know what I mean? Like, if Nature's Prophet can just
turn
be
to
in, you could
pick.
always potentially turn something. I like the fact that Spirit took Gyro here. I was actually thinking that Fnatic could pick it themselves, because it's great in conjunction with Disruptor against Darkseer. You know, you want a hero in the safe lane with high damage output who's going to
Dire
carry
team
the offlane
ban.
kill, and Tusk picked that up here from Fnatic as well, so their early game movement on Fnatic is actually very good.
Wonder what prompted this Tusk pick. There's nothing on Team Spirit where I'm just like, yeah, this is something Tusk is really good at.
10
You could
seconds
potentially
remaining.
snowball magnetize.
Yes.
I think it,
out.
con- I
5
think it
seconds
continues,
remaining.
right?
It continues, but you don't take the
continues,
damage.
fire.
Dwindles down.
Yeah.
You can. Okay, that's
Reserve
It's
time.
actually not that bad.
sounds very situational though, but I guess it can work.
I
In
think
theory, you
it's-
can also snowball everyone right before OD
Rocket
casts ult.
barrage.
Yes. I mean,
This is, of course,
You
also
could.
you weren't hit by the silence or stun of the stones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
there's also the argument that you have the hero lineup that Team Spirit have. The 5 versus 5 is just not really an option for Fnatic right now. And if they want a little bit more lane dominance and the ability to gank, like ganking for Invoker with Tusk Disper is so easy.
Fanatics turn to
Can't even
ban.
kill OD. Like 2 TPs to that tower and saves him right now. Maybe ES throws out a stun, but teleport in from Furion as well. Like, I don't think that's enough. I think they just want to try to win the laning phase really hard.
It's really curious that they took Gyro for, in the sense that
10
most
seconds
teams nowadays
remaining.
they leave their carry pick to the last pick. So you
5
can, 'cause
seconds
Of all
remaining.
things, you don't want your carry to be counterpicked, right? You don't want this guy to just pick Duggar or Ursa and
Dire
completely
team pick.
destroy him in a one-on-one scenario. So I think they need something though that can save the OD. I don't like just picking up the OD independently. You need a hero that helps him out or enables him, essentially. So I think that's why they're leaving it as the 5th hero. They have a little bit of time to consider this.
Additionally, Gyro has been 5th banned quite a bit, I think. So if you want to grab that, if the enemy team sees that Gyro is a possibility,
10
then
seconds remaining.
likely to be removed.
They're dire side, right? It's like Team Spirit.
5
then
seconds remaining.
I think Gyro dire is so good. You can just invade the Radiant safe lane and then play the jungle
Reserve
game.
time.
A la C-Deck.
Which safe godlike
Dazzle.
hero would you like to see? I mean, there's quite a few.
For sure.
Dazzle's good.
It's a tree game, guys.
Treant?
Treant,
Yeah.
it's always
It's
a
a
tree
tree game.
game.
It's a Bane game. Bane
yeah.
game.
Fanatics turn
Pseudo
to pick.
save.
Okay, it's really good, I think. A game like this. You've already you have a lot of heroes that can create chaos for you. And the Bane goes.
Our support duo is really strong now. Bane North Spirit is like one of the scariest dual roam you can imagine, and since you have a safe lane carry and Gyro that's pretty self-sufficient even against a Prophet, then you get very good options for what you can do.
10 seconds remaining.
Definitely going to be some early aggression in this, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
5
teams.
seconds remaining.
I like Will's suggestion of Juggernaut, actually. Obviously, it's a good matchup against Gyro. You
Reserve
just
time.
snowball into its spin.
Man, they have a lot of time.
Something happened the other day when I was playing solo queue. OD's orb was hitting me as I was spinning. I'm not sure if that was intended.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Pretty sure it shouldn't go through magic.
I'm not sure if they fixed that.
That hero's not Enchantress.
I was 100% getting hit by the Arcane Orb though through spin. I was like, what is going on?
Sounds some. I mean, the hero is, I think, broken right anyway, but maybe not broken.
Juggernaut.
And is
There's
it going to be a Jugger?
Okay.
Two. That's the issue with fourth picking arrows. You're gonna get counterpicked.
But I think that Team Spirit's support duo, Cinder that is already like so strong. Disruptor Tusk aren't really great into fighting. Like in an even situation, if you're fighting against the Bane, for example, and the Earth Spirit together, neither one of those heroes really offers you the kill potential anymore, right? So if the Bane's in one lane and the Earth Spirit's in another lane, your kills become infinitely harder now. So I think that it's kind of just try to contain what you're going to be doing during the early game, mainly looking for rotation.
Who's going to win this one? First game. Or if you will, you can also say who's going to win the laning stage and therefore perhaps also win the game, as that seems to be the trend for these teams.
I think the
Some of the
draft
games.
has been... This draft is pretty even, in
Yeah.
my
10
opinion.
seconds
And
remaining.
I'm with, I think it was both Andy and Coddle Guy that said that Fnatic looked a bit more impressive in
Yeah.
their series, so if they have an even draft, I think they're going to outskill
A
the
brute
opponent.
and
So
after
I'm Fnatic.
Prepare for battle.
I'll say Fnatic as well. Just to keep the couch unity, you know?
Go with them. I'm sorry, Fnatic for me.
Wow.
No couch unity?
just got
Let's, come
backstabbed.
on.
I mean,
He gave me a look like, are we
even
doing
with
Fnatic?
even with the Jug counterpick, I think Spirit overall, I like their lineup better. I'm gonna go with Team Spirit.
Well, we're gonna find out if Blitz is gonna be right and can flame the rest, or if Blitz is gonna be the lone wolf out and be wrong. It is Fnatic versus Team Spirit, game 1.
Very much, Sheever, ladies and gentlemen. We are here and we are live for the final match of Group B, best of 3. The loser of this will be knocked down to the lower bracket where they'll have to go through 2 BO1s just to have a shot at the BO3 matches and with no series to give. The main event of the Shanghai Major. I'm LD. I'm joined here today by Gods and Gods.
30 seconds
Fnatic
to battle.
in defeat to Alliance, one of the favorites coming into the event, still looks reasonably impressive. I think performed a bit above expectations. And on the other side, you have Spirit. Many counted them as one of the worst teams in the tournament prior, but they knocked out Vici. And well, I'll ask your take before we get too far into it. What do you think of the teams? How do they match up? Do you have a favorite, or do you think it's a very even showdown?
It's a very exciting matchup because you've got like the youngsters on both teams. You've got mid one, the new mid player for Fnatic,
The
mixed in with a bunch
battle
of veterans, and then
begins.
Team Spirit, who is basically mostly young players. So very interesting to see how these kind of young, inexperienced players go head to head.
Top lane, they are going to find Ramses here with the shard strap, not quite perfect. He's able to skip by. A lot of heavy harassment there. If they were able to get the block, might have been able to kill him with some good tree at micro.
Double bounty rune though, Team Spirit. Now we're talking. That's
Worth it.
That's a good start for you. You don't mind Jared taking a bit of damage if he's getting a bounty rune for it, and he's got plenty of regen for the lane. Although it does look like he's going to be kind of left solo for the at least early portions of the laning stage.
I do want to point out here, as the very early laning stage began, the Earth Spirit actually TP'd mid, dropped a hill ward, something that really uniquely equipped as a support to be able to do rolling over the cliff to get it done. They've got some great vision of this mid lane. They'll know likely if the Invoker has any sort of help in the neighborhood, and may allow them to go for some aggressive dives with their Spirit later on.
I think the last thing I want to say, like, as far as like the overall series goes, it does feel like Fnatic to me are probably
If I can't
the
have you, no
overall
one
stronger
will.
team right now, but Team Spirit, they've got the momentum factor. So we'll see how coming off a big 2-0 win, whereas you've got Fnatic coming off a loss to Alliance, how that's going to affect things.
Earth Spirit just camping out mid lane, but mid one's hugging the tower, and meanwhile, it looks like they were trying to set up a little bit on Afterlife. Does have access to now, so that's a tough kill at this stage. But some very mobile heroes here in the laning stage, and nobody really settling into any sort of static farming patterns. We now see DJ on the tusk making his way towards the bottom. Seems he wants to ensure the Invoker has a good start, but as soon as he leaves it, then they go. They jump onto mid one, they're going to Astral him. Nature's Prophet coming in to try and turn this one around, and DJ's here. If he's got a good charge block, maybe it's going to be enough for a kill. Sunstrike going to come through. Always want to fly desperately low. Controlled and finished off Fnatic. They were ready for it. They have a ward up on the hill on the Dire side. Didn't actually see the Earth Spirit camping mid, but clearly knew he was likely coming.
Well, that was just such a great reaction from Fnatic, ready to protect mid one. And something I know Winter mentioned that mid one typically does go for the Quas Wex, and the Exort Invoker is something they want
Radiant's
to
top tower is under attack.
against Earth Spirit rotations because you haven't got Tornado to help yourself. So we're seeing him get a lot of protection. Until now, they're going to get split another Earth Spirit his way, and this time around they do get the kill.
This has generally been what happens in the mid lane when it's Earth Spirit versus Invoker, is a feeding frenzy, so I guess if you're Fnatic, you gotta just make sure he's always protected.
Just didn't expect the Earth Spirit to like rock up so
Not
fast
for
again
you.
after going down previously.
This is a pub nightmare. Just getting camped by an Earth Spirit mid.
I mean,
I'm sure mid one's quite used to it. As the climb is already tough enough at the MMR bracket he's in, and then he's playing in the SEA server.
yeah, he's like the one like almost 8K player there. Any game he goes into, everyone's going to be like, let's camp this guy mid. You kill this guy, like we've won the game. Like, teammates probably like down in like the 4 or 5K bracket. So this is nothing new. for him.
5K, you're very optimistic. So, looking at the lanes overall so far, we see a free farm gyrocopter here for Spirit. Ramsey's off to a great start. The Juggernaut of Mushi also having a good time and is going for that pretty standard Blade Fury level up here. See that as the go-to build nowadays. Ohio taking advantage of his off-lane poke camp and just safely jungling when the lane's pushed out. And as for the Darks here, Afterlife back to the well for the time being, has managed to get his levels here bottom, and he's going to TP back, look to keep the pressure up. But I know something you mentioned is just Juggernaut, one of the better heroes actually laid against an offlane.
Yeah, and now that Disruptor and Juggernaut have enough levels, Darkseer can't really come to lane beyond dropping a couple Iron Shells. He can't actually move up and try and harass Juggernaut. You know, sit back, drop Iron Shells, try and leech XP, but even leeching XP very dangerous with a lane.
Briance of Ohio. Persistent, very annoying. Keep on trying to disrupt these pulls, scout out any stacks forming. Even keeping tabs on always want to fly as OD gets aggressive in the mid lane. Does Bird poke up a bit on mid one. Now the forward
A
Spirit's
gift
gonna
from the tempest
forward,
of
but
battle.
Spirit able to secure that topper, and the Hastern immediately bottled and popped by Iceberg, and he's gonna charge on the mid lane. He just wants to dump on mid one. Straight in he goes. There's actually no mana available for a cold snap right now. He may end up going down. The shard block doesn't quite keep Iceberg away. In fact, it prevents mid one from hiding in the trees, but the snowball's there to save him. Dodges the
Radiant's
kick,
top
knocks the
tower
fairy
is
fire,
under
Desperate
attack.
looking to survive the sprouts there, and Iceberg astral up, hanging on for now, but they're gonna look to turn this one. He's almost at the counter kill, and
My
always gonna fight
spirit
even
is
with his own fairy fire. Will end up going down. Even the courier tries to salvage the dive for Spirit, but it ain't gonna happen. When the
Radiant's
dust
top
settles,
tower is
Fnatic
under attack.
and their seemingly perpetual tri-lane mid do come out on top.
DJ's just like, he's the make or break player when it comes to Fnatic. He'll make those big plays. Yeah, the Ice Shard kind of pseudo blocks mid one there, but ultimately he makes the save he needed to. He blocked the OG as well as the Invoker, and then he gets the snow.
Alright, well, as soon as he gets dodges one gank, they just roll down and kill him again.
So brutal, because DJ, like, he wants to at some point get some XP and farm for himself, whereas in Nurse Spirit, he don't really care about when you get level 6. Tusk cares a bit more about levels in Nurse Spirit, so he leaves for half a second and suddenly, oh, the ganks come once more.
I just think it's so entertaining. Like, they're dodging the really, like, they're dying to the, like, really straightforward ganks, and then, like, the sick, like, complicated ones that seem really hard to deal with, those are the ones that they're able to
twice
dodge.
where Earth Spirit went for a gank, it got counter ganked, he died, and then when as soon as he respawns, he TPs and instantly just rolls in and gets the kill. So it's
Just
almost
one of
like
those
dying has hooked him.
Quick
some odd way.
relax.
Yeah.
Net dodging the kick here. Always want to fly though. Is on the move and he's going to roll forward. Glimpse back, but already managed to get it off.
Juggernaut!
Life now committing as well here. Surge available, but he's crowded up. Can't beat his way out.
Warriors of
Good
the
tree
wood.
blocks are there, and
See
Ohio
the forest.
again with the rotation.
Feed the
This
tree.
man has been on point. 2-0 and 1 is the off-play profit. So far, his tower does stand. But it's going to take some punishment now.
Yeah, forget DJ rotating. It's Io who's also always rotating, ready to be that selfless kind of player in the offline. A lot of Nature's Prophets maybe prioritize a
Radiant's
bit more
top
their
tower
own
is
farm.
under
Mid-one's got
attack.
a DD rotate. Didn't see him coming. The ward's expired, and he's going to come from behind. Finds Ramses. Cold snap to go. He's got the forward spit working as well. This is a big kill on the gyro. Looks like he should get a maybe. Takes DJ down with him. Can't quite do it. Blackwell, he just skates away.
Needs to, man. Calm down, guy, man. This one's been everything. Every kill that's happened so far. He's gone for this very early game centric build, even getting the double melt talisman, and it's really paying off. He's almost hitting for 100 damage. This is pre-phase boots or treads or whatever he wants to go for, and proving to be a big thorn in Spirit's side right now.
This phone 7.
Yeah.
Where's the blade mill?
He's
Come on,
alive.
Ohio.
He could do it. Pretty damn good against
He's actually got a
Gyrocopter.
good team now.
It used to, like, when you look at like Clockwork's offlane, love going blade mail against Gyrocopter. In theory, it's the same kind of thing as a Nature's Prophet. Good damage, right click. Very, very much a possible item here, I'd say. But there's so many other trendy builds, the drums, a mech if your team needs it. So
Overall, seems like looking at most of the core roles here, we're seeing relatively even trades aside from that mid lane, where, yeah, Invoker's dodged some ganks and has had help, and they've gotten some kills, but he is probably behind his CS. But with that thought, they managed to pull back, always want to fly. He throws out the kick, ain't gonna matter. Fnatic with 4 heroes are able to deal with the Earth Spirit. Apparently, the counter to Earth Spirit is to have double the number of heroes in that lane at any given time.
and importantly, unlike the last game against Alliance, the early game support aggression and rotations, which is kind of characteristic Fnatic. They love to make these early movements. They're successful.
Radiant's
and their
top
supports are
tower
getting
is
leveled
under
as a
attack.
result. Last game we saw both supports level
Pull
3.
roots and run.
10 minutes into the game. I think it was 10 minutes in. You have 2 level 3 supports, and that's just absolutely disaster. Like that almost. Game lost right there, although they managed to hold on for a long time. So we're seeing level 4 support, and Spirit, they've got roaming supports as well, so it's not like Spirit's playing greedy and getting
I'll take that
out-leveling
as
or
tribute.
out-farming.
Dyer's middle
Fnatic
tower
kind of
is
vibe.
under attack.
They've got a call down ready here.
Radiant's
but,
top tower
lane's
is
already
under
pushed in,
attack.
so it's going to be up to Iceberg to sweep in from the side with the Invisor, and really wants that next wave, I believe, before he goes for something, or to catch Ohio away from the safety of his own tower. So he'll be stalked. Thing comes out and rotating in is our Star-Crossed Earth Spirit. This kick off the mark. The roll
Radiant's
is well
bottom
applied,
tower
but this
is under
walks
attack.
away. It looks like with the ult might be enough to get the kill. Silence is there, and they barely get him. But it was a heavy
Radiant's
commitment,
top
so
tower
in the
is
end,
under
another
attack.
grab for Spirit, and more
Radiant's
importantly, the tower
structures
now
are
is exposed.
fortified.
But Fnatic are smoking through the mid lane. They look to wrap around on Godblack. Omni-slash ready. DJ, or
Oh, they don't want Godblack. They want juicy target.
Radiant's
Waiting for
top
someone
tower
like the
has
OD with
fallen.
the Omni Slash.
or this Earth Spirit. Nom nom nom. They're hanging on for now, and oh, good stun there. Yeah, able to
got the
roll out. Slash. Oh, good Astral. Cold Snap comes in just in time for mid one to the south, and with OD's gonna go down as well.
Flame my blade.
Fnatic just playing the swarm defense, you know, it's like every time you see one Spirit hero, there's 3-4 Fnatic heroes rushing to the point of attack.
And that's some great control from Mushi because now he's still got Omni Slash, so he can look to
Dire's
continue,
middle
go for another
tower
smoke
is
game,
under
continue
attack.
to apply pressure. Even if he goes back to farming and holds on to a TP, he's got that threat of TPing in with Omni Slash, which is a much scarier proposition than the 2-minute Omni Slash cooldown.
Mushi cutting the wave and getting aggressive mid. They want to force this tower. Out of the blade here. He is going to spin now. Immediate TP out. There's no Fiend script yet. But he makes it out safely. Tried for a backstab. Was hoping to catch the Earth Spirit in the trees. Didn't happen. He'll go back to farming now. And it looks like Fnatic, you mentioned the support's getting levels. And that closing in on the level 6 now. Your Tusk of DJ has gotten it. So they're ready to rock and roll, gods. Curious to see what kind of plays they can set up for the team now that they've got their levels.
Yeah, this is a good time for them to fight. You've got Nature's Prophet with the treads, double nulls. You've got lots of
Radiant's
stats, lots of
bottom
quick
tower
damage,
is under attack.
and the necessary levels on support. Not to mention the Omni Slash, as mentioned, still available to Fnatic, so they can fight around the Jug. And more so than creating space for Jug to farm, it's creating space for Invoker to farm. He
Radiant's
had a bit of a rough
middle
lane. He
tower
wants
is
to go
under
towards
attack.
that Midas build. He's a bit more just level and farm dependent in general than a Juggernaut in some ways right now. So giving him space, hey, giving some solo kills, this is going to go a long way for mid one. But the real pressure from Fnatic, it's in the top lane. They're sending the Jug up there. They want to apply pressure up
Dire's
here with
top tower
Mushi.
is
He's
under
ready to
attack.
kind of be the tempo controller for Fnatic with a higher backing him up. So the Invoker getting killed is just like a bonus right now.
Ramses wants to press for a fight here, but that Omni Slash to Tele might make the difference. Nice start. It's on the wrong team. Mushi can't make his way out of this one. He's gonna
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ship. Oh, it could have been amazing, but so it's still okay for Fnatic though.
Dire's
The tier 1 mid is
structures are
likely to
fortified.
go down here. They do get a Tusk kill, but it's not a core. No other objective claimed by Spirit, and mid one's got not
Dire's
only his
middle
Midas,
tower
but
has
suddenly
fallen.
800 gold in the bank as well.
Yeah, good trade for them. It should have been better trade, unfortunately.
It should have been a tower for nothing.
It's
but-
just a slight misplay from Chrissy's house there, but you're gonna
Dire's
miss some
top
high
tower
shots here
has
and there.
been
It's very hard
denied.
to use.
Oh,
Dire's
Static's
middle
deployed.
tower
They're gonna catch
is
a
under
job like
attack.
this when you think you have an easy support. No, the suspect comes in. Kaboom! Gets him. Will evaporate the Bane. The disruptors to creep, and Afterlife falls as well. The roll forward again. I always want to play. Just can't quite lock down these heroes with the combo. It seems it will be enough for the OD jump though. And they grab the mid one kill, ending a mega kill streak. I mean, we've been talking about Invoker having a bad game, but these kills are really keeping him in it. And in fact, after the last series, he's the leader in net worth, despite having 50 CS. Very far down there on the chart.
Yeah, he was at one point like a full almost 1,000 net worth behind the OD at mid just after the laning stage kind of ended, and yeah, just catches up, finds lots of kill, gets Midas going, and taking him out, very important for Spirit, but
The insta smoke from Fnatic. They're gonna head into the trees there. Ooh, I think they got pinged there.
like they may even want to counter smoke themselves as their Spirit picks one up, and it does feel Spirit want to defend and fight. I mean, but it's a great game because both teams are ready to fight now. We talk about how Fnatic ready to go. They've got Omni Slash, they've got great
Dire's
heroes
bottom
with the
tower
items they
is
need.
under attack.
Yeah, Invoker may want to farm, but
Radiant's
he can still
middle
off the Sunstrike
tower
Spirit,
is
same
under
thing.
attack.
You've got Gyrocopter, you've got OD, you've got Earth Spirit. Darkseer's got the levels he needs. He's ready. So
And
this is
they
going to be
haven't
fight
seen
on
this.
fight.
Spirit are moving in. They've got Earth Spirit in position. Fnatic are not wise to it. They never drop the Hill Ward. Pretty unusual to see a team that's like pressing the bottom lane as Radiant and not drop one, but I think because of that, Fnatic say, this is not our fight to take.
gonna wait for a couple more items, and I think even kind of key levels, Mushi's level 2 ultimate is quite a big upgrade in what he can do in a team fight. You're not looking like at best level 1 Omni Slash you can maybe solo kill one hero. Level 2 Omni Slash you can use it in a team fight, split it between a few heroes, and you get a couple low, you get a couple kills potentially. So that makes a big difference. Ahayo's getting close to his blemill, so good time for Fnatic to kind of not look for a 5v5 full-on engagement. You've got an Invoke with Midas. That's 2,000 net worth.
Smoking.
Not invested in
on
items.
mid. They're ready to pounce. Mushi doesn't quite have the
Radiant's
level
bottom
ultimate,
tower
but they
is
do
under
have
attack.
to get the catch. Trying to see if there's something coming through. And Ramses will go flat, and now looking for more, but Ohio gets astraled, and Iceberg will retreat, completing the Rod of Atos. But the counter backstab, always want to fly moving in from the rear, walks right into the middle of Fnatic. They try to lock up in one, control him for now. He's not dead just yet. They got the Nova turning these fights. They get off a targeting blast on his way out. Quite a bit of damage. Ohio low, and will end up falling. A 3-for-2 exchange for Juggernaut, barely surviving. Mushi just sprinting away to freedom. Looks like he'll make it out too. Glimpse is ready, and they just managed to grab. Always want to fly, but it's right as he sends on a 2-hero kick. Chrissy's going deep for this one. Rolls in, gets the uppercut, and sends him packing, but heroes are respawning. We're not done just yet. Hang on to your hat. Starcopter's back. Call out there, and it just misses DJ. Might even make it out of this one at this rate. Drops the shard, covers his retreat. Up to the high ground. He's got no mana for a TP. 4 seconds and counting. Can he juke this? They've got the vision. They pop the rocket barrage. He snowballs, and then he goes down to the wall. It was a good effort.
Valiant.
It was a good effort, but it wasn't quite enough. Whew. Well, 14-9 the score, and when the dust settles, Fnatic have managed to claw their way into a lead here.
Yeah. It was a great magnetize
Dire's
from
top tower
the
is under attack.
Not for that fight would have been a complete utter disaster for Fury. He just does tons of damage and effectively
Radiant's middle
neutralized what
tower
was
is
gonna be
under
a bad
attack.
Ohio popping the play now,
Dire's
really
top tower
discouraging the
is
spirit
under
aggression.
attack.
It looks like he will end up eventually getting caught out. Static Storm's there, though, to turn it, and they're going for the second kill. It's a twofer. Oh, he's going to fly pulled back in. These glimpses really have been turning the fight. And again, it's just so rare this game for Fnatic to not have the numbers
Dire's top
advantage.
tower
And
is
the big
under
difference
attack.
again from last game is just these supports, having some levels, having the disrupt at multiple static storms in a row, getting a lot done, just having a bit of
Dire's
extra
bottom
items for
tower
the team.
is
The
under
tops being
attack.
level 7.
Look at the ward.
Dire's
Ohio got down.
structures
Deep
are
behind the
fortified.
tower. He got them the high ground vision, and now they're using it to go in deeper. They're going to catch out Complex here. He too will fall
Dire's
the tower
bottom
as well.
tower has fallen.
You said Fnatic, if they play their A game, the stronger team gods, and they are looking like it now.
They're just showcasing SEA Dota right now, which is kind of what we saw from MVP in Group A, which is just go for the kills, fight, and then the tower is kind of like as the afterthought, and that's what's happening here. They find the kills, some great vision, and then they transition into the objectives. They get the T1 tower bottom, then they go towards the Roshan pit. Spirit in a lot of trouble if they can't contest this.
Well, let's see if they try. Call down's ready. Spirit's in position. The call down's going to connect on all 4, and then they roll in. This is a perfect combo. He gets up the magnetize. How many shows will he drop in the midst of it? Fnatic low. He's forced back, but they can't follow up.
Yeah, they can't refresh it, but they do stop the Rosh, so worth the sacrifice ultimately. Just stop Roshan there, I feel, but
Can Spirit jack it? They don't have their mech yet. They don't have any minus armor. It doesn't seem like they have the
too healthy.
firepower.
Yeah, Gyrocopter OD not quite what it takes to.
The OD was there, and he had his ult, which was on cooldown. Probably a team wipe, but again, that ward that Ohio got down, as soon as they got the kill bottom lane, he immediately teleported behind the trees, dropped the ward. So Fnatic knew that it would be tough for Spirit to really punish.
And not having the Darkseer mech is really starting to cost Team Spirit. He's died 4 times, and at some point, yeah, Spirit have to deal with the fact that Fnatic keep coming at them. They've got this global presence from Nature's Prophet, which puts them under a lot of pressure, but Darkseer keeps coming to the fight to try and solve these problems, prevent the Fnatic aggression from getting kills, getting towers, but as a result, he's suffered his farm, and Spirit are just going to keep losing Darkseer until they can get that mech up.
Mid one did opt to go for the Yule Scepter. I've been interested to see how Invokers would adapt to the somewhat significant nerf to Death Blast. Obviously, you can still get the combo off, but should Spirit get BKBs on their core heroes, which
and OD can self-astral, I guess, when he gets hit by the combo too. So he can dodge it. Other heroes, not.
I mean, Bane's pretty screwed to the combo. Earth Spirit's fairly screwed as well.
Gyro until BKB, like you mentioned.
He's not rushing by any means. I think he's went back for a Yasha here.
He got some good farming efficiency. He actually just farmed up a big ancient stack, so he Accelerate
Radiant's
his network.
middle
He's caught
tower
up
is
to
under
the top
attack.
farmers right now.
Look at that. That's a bold smoke, considering where they started. And Net's there to reveal it. Drops the kinetic field. Isolates Ramsey. Now Goblik's out a bit far, and he's still moving forward. They always want to play again, rolling in, but out of position. Gets the kick off of Mushi, preventing the instant Omni Flash kill, and now he's silent. But Invoker sitting back. The
Dire's
charge get
bottom
dropped, preventing
tower
always
is
want to fight
under
for more.
attack.
And again, the Earth will be underwhelming in a fight. He will drop the do 9 to triple half. The AoE's mounting to Spirit. There's the snowball forward. CJ committed. Again, this time not so lucky. Mushi's got an Omni, but he's been slept. Not sure he can get out of that one.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Mid-one, he's
attack.
able to barely escape with his life. The AoE that Spirit bring to the fights, even if they don't get the best jump, it's hard to outdamage them.
And finally,
Dire's
the fight
bottom
with the
tower
mech.
is
The Dark
under
Knight mech
attack.
proves to just be kind of one of the deciding factors of that fight, as well as just a great kind of combo coming out from Dark and Gyrocopter. Those Spirit just managed to soak enough spells, get the kind of vision that Spirit needed for the big team fight initiators to get what they needed to get done. And Fnatic couldn't quite position and fight around. They never got off the good Omni Slash in
Roshan
that
has
fight.
fallen to the dark.
Initial Earth Spirit stun prevented the Omni Slash. Then silence. He just had to hide in the trees, wait for it to wear off. And while that's happening, Prophet gets grip. Can't do anything to counterplay it. So really good teamfight execution coming from front.
And you can see it in the graph, a gigantic swing of momentum here, nearly a 3 to 4k Gold Swain experience already going across
Radiant's
the way
middle
towards
tower
Team
is
Spirit,
under
and
attack.
I guess that begs a question, gods, which is, I look at Fnatic's draft, I see Atlantic can rat really well. Ohio maybe going to get caught out here in the top lane. Do you see Spirit being able to punish that if they should turn to the rat game, or is that an option for Fnatic to just try and ankle for late game?
I think they can definitely resort to it to some extent. The catch is somewhat limited. Like, you can theoretically, a Bane with a Fiend Script, you can get maybe
Dire's
Boomer
bottom
or get a
tower
Blink
is
Dagger,
under
but
attack.
I think realistically, Nature's Prophet and
Dire's
Invoker can great
structures
split
are
pushes, and that's something
fortified.
Fnatic
A
can
gift
use as
from
a
the
plan B
tempest
here.
of battle.
Spirit's lineup is not that mobile to get around the map quickly. He's not really known for his ability to push out lanes fast as well.
Regeneration.
Spirit trying to hold this bottom tower. It's very low, and meanwhile in the mid lane, Goblak just out of range of mid one. Instead, he's getting let up on the sleep here on Mushi. Has the
Dire's
Fiend Script
bottom
available.
tower has
They're
been
gonna try to
denied.
take this Juggernaut down. Iceberg in position, doesn't have the ultimate. The snowball's gonna come through, picks Mushi up, keeps him alive. Now they're turning around. Omni's going to his own. He's one. Turning back to Iceberg. Can they finish him off? So the BKB's there. Aegis also online. The long range kick. Finally, always want to fly is able to drill one. And DJ likely to drop his result. OG rushes forward. Will finish off the Mushi up. They end up making it a 2-for-1. But Fnatic did get the bottom tier 2 tower, and already
Radiant's middle
Ohio,
tower is under attack.
executing the rat plan B, is on the top lane, pushing these lanes in.
Has picked up one
Radiant
of the stuff,
structures
so
are
I guess he's
fortified.
going to be fully committed to the orc
Radiant's
at this point,
middle
but
tower
OG
is
already
under
having
attack.
BKB, Dark
Radiant's
likely
middle
go
tower
into
has
Greaves
fallen.
after the mech, you can also get rid of it. So there's not
Dire's
really any
top
great
tower
silence
is under
targets.
attack.
Earth Spirit and Bane, the two supports are your silence targets.
Radiant's
but
middle
I
tower
don't really
is
feel
under
like
attack.
game-changing item. You've already got Disruptor, you've got the Tusk Noble, you've got the control you need.
Dire's
Man,
top
Ohio
tower is
almost
under
got caught by a
attack.
kick in the top lane. Instead,
Radiant's
he was able to
middle
come in,
tower is
with
under
next
attack.
help on the glimpse, they managed to crack the Aegis. They have quite a few minutes left, so that's a pretty big job. And now the second glimpse, it's cooled down once more. BKB is going to be ready soon. This fight has taken so long, and Net will get caught. Always want to fly moving forward, trying to lock him down. They roll on top of the charge. One's going to block him away. There will be a kill on support here. And again, that Nature's Prophet, he's up to his usual tricks in the
Dire's
top lane.
bottom
His
tower
Team
is
Spirit
under attack.
trying to push the issue with their double BKB gods. It seems like they're feeling very strong in the larger
Dire's
group up
top
and fight
tower
right now.
is
And
under
this is where
attack.
Invoker doesn't offer a whole lot. The Yule's combo isn't going to really function much against the BKBs. You've got OD who can astral people who maybe get caught as well, and it's just single target. So one of the best things to do against this Yule's Exit Invoker is just play grouped up 5-man and try and just take on the Invoker through teamfights.
Oh, it's
so far successful.
Mid one wanted to combo him so bad bottom, but with the way the game's developing here, do you see other lineup falling off? Is there a certain timing window they need to hit? We've discussed a little bit how Fnatic have that split push potential. Is that something Spirit can match? Does either team go better late game? What's your long-term strategic view as you look at both teams?
They've got two good late game carries. You've got OD Gyrocopter. Gyro's gone for the farming build. He hasn't gone for like an SMY into BKB. Did stop up with the Helmet Dominator. Just picked up the Yasha, so could most likely will go into Manta style instead, which is a better option against Juggernaut because you can spread out the damage coming from the Omni Slash, and you tank it a lot better with the illusions as well. So I think Spirit overall look a little bit better going into the late game. Darkseer, another just his team fight in the late game is going to offer a lot more than like what Tusk does. He's more early game centric, but I think carry-wise it's quite even. Jug, Invoker, fantastic late game as well, but it's like the team fight heroes in the Darkseer, the Bane Fiend script to deal with BKB as well as like the Blade Fury TP away from the Jug. So I slightly favor Team Spirit.
They are a little light on ways to stop TPs here, especially if a BKB gets popped.
Yeah.
They're looking at them. The only BKB piercing
Radiant's bottom tower is under
interrupt
attack.
they have is going to be a wall versus front. Play there by Iceberg on the OD. Very calm under pressure, able to get out and hang on to the BKB charges, as they are. Now we'll see Fnatic moving forward towards the dire jungle. Godblack also there to greet them. Actually looking to set something up here with his purchase Shadow Amulet. And meanwhile, Afterlife off in the Radiant Woods. Crawl at every little extra bit of farm he can. So, Fnatic, mid-one building a lot like Miracle was when he was playing his Invoker for OG, and I mean, to me, this build really suggests that they're feeling like split push and just the late game rat is the way they want to take it.
It's split push, it's pick off, it's avoid the 5v5 full-on engagement. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mushi transition to something like a Blink Dagger now even.
Oh, he's gonna fly!
What rises must suffer.
Oh no!
Oh,
So he dodges the bounces because he's glimmered, but unfortunately it wears off, and there's a hill ward there to give them the vision they need to get that kill.
Yeah.
I think it was the final bounce. Sometimes not lucky.
It's probably like, man, how many bounces are even left on that? But yeah, I think Mushi getting a Blink Dagger is like the next essential step for Fnatic. Like, yeah, Spirit Blind maybe slightly better in the late game, but there's plenty of options for Fnatic. They have, it's going to be much more about execution than just one draft being better in the late game than the other. Mushi can split push with the Blink Dagger, Invoker's got Blink travels, Yules can do the same thing.
Have Fnatic won many games lately with this style, or do you feel confident in their ability to execute? Like if it were Alliance, for example, or if it were Miracle on the Invoker, we've seen that guy literally throw
Dire's
the
middle
entire
tower
team on
is
his back
under
and do
attack.
it basically 1v5.
Fnatic to me is a team who's really good in the early game, the lane stage, but also surprisingly good in these long
Radiant's
50,
bottom
60-minute
tower
games
is
that
under
end up
attack.
like, I've seen them in so many crazy base races and just weird late game settings that they actually quite well in them. I feel like they have a lot of
Dire's top
experience.
tower is
Oh,
under
they
attack.
top lane, and it will be punished. Iceberg's there for the counterplay. It does prompt the BKB, but they'll happily take it for the kill. And it looks like Net going for the TP out. Kinetic Field's there. The crowd just a bit late. Vacuum by Afterlife.
And to go to Fnatic, if anything, it's this game stage that they're often shaky at. Even more so when they haven't got themselves a lead. They're in a kind of slightly disadvantageous position, or they're kind of just playing on even footing. They'll sometimes make mistakes that they don't need to, be a bit sloppy, and we're seeing like a pick on Nature's Prophet, a catch here or there, and Fnatic just not playing quite as crisp as Team Spirit are right now.
Right as that little skirmish broke out, Spirit had actually smoked, and Black was looking for the backstab. Always want to fly. Also, almost catch Yamushi. Couldn't quite do it. But you can already see mid one just barreling
Radiant's
down the
top
bottom
tower
lane. He's
is
gonna
under
alacrity
attack.
his forward Spirit push things in, whereas Spirit more and more going for that group up and team fight style. They've got 5 heroes in the top lane clustered and looking for a tier 2 tower. So I think they'll get it.
Radiant's
They'll get
top
the fight
tower
though,
has
is what I'm
fallen.
saying.
Dire's
get the
bottom
tower.
tower
Goes
is
to
under
the OG.
attack.
The good goal, I think, almost likely.
Dire's middle
that
tower
wants to have
is under
the
attack.
catch for like BKB heroes, the Invoker as well. The Invoker no BKB, but wants to have the catch so you can get the split push. The Invoker, the Jug prevents you from getting Blade Fury off so you can keep you out.
Speaking of that Jug, no teleport scroll. Mushi's gonna commit an obvious flash here on top of the dark seer wall. Yeesh.
Beneath
That was about the worst. But by the time he respawns, it will be halfway up anyway. So they'll get always one applies the counter kill. Fnatic to retaliate, but overall, I think they're very happy with that.
That was a very clever play because the OD TP'd back bottom to defend, and they showed the Bane as well as OD bottom, I believe, and then you have Mushi like, oh, they TP bottom, I can farm top, it's safe, and Spirit left enough heroes to bait Mushi into kind of farming the lane and to that pick off.
Well, between the Dark Seer Wall and the Manta, I mean, you are looking at a lot of ways to mitigate the Juggernaut's damage. So it does feel like trying to control that Dark Seer will be very important for Fnatic moving forward.
And Mushi's just in general having a bit of a rough game. And just missed a few opportunities to get good Omni Slashes off. A lot of it's been just Spirit playing around it, silencing, stunning him, disrupting any opportunity he might get, but needs to find those openings.
They're gonna settle down a bit now. We hit the 28-minute mark. Feels like the 40-minute mark with all the action.
That's the bizarre thing. I'm trying to talk about late game and stuff. I'm like, whoa, we're actually still very much in the kind of that early game by any means, but like kind of mid game stage.
With that, the lanes are gonna get split out. Ohio though does manage to get his Orchid off. Always let him fly. He walked right into it. He knew that Ohio was in the neighborhood. He had just gone in on him, and there's a bit of a trade attempt from Spirit off towards the bottom side, but I gotta say, guys, not the most effective Earth Spirit play we've seen. 4 and 12. He was countered very hard with 3-4 heroes mid, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under
one for
attack.
the companion.
clearly
Dire's
Earth Spirit
structures are
doesn't need to be
fortified.
nerfed. Gather that much from this.
He's had an okay. A lot of his deaths have
Dire's
been
top
very
tower
excusable.
is under
Mid
Dire's
lane,
top
he's
tower
kind of pressure
has
when he
fallen.
comes to the right hand, but Quality.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Trying to fight the world here. And, that's just not going to work. But it was a good effort. Punch the Aegis Steel, and in the end does end up going down. So, somewhat acceptable losses. It's for Fnatic, they're pushing in the top lane, they're still farming their cores. But now with this Aegis, you have to imagine that Team Spirit will be very emboldened.
It's very difficult for Spirit just to like end the game though, because their lineup needs to be 5 main down the lane, but they haven't got the best ability to push out lane. So as soon as there's any signs towards a group up push down one lane, mid one as well as a high are going to be in the side lane, offering the threat of a split push of a trade for a you take one lane, we take another lane. So it's not going to be easy for Spirit until they get some good creep equilibrium going. Which showing Gyrocopter can offer them, may see some fast kind of boosted travel after his next big item, just to help kind of negate that split push to some extent.
Fnatic just committing to it more and more. You look at the ward bottom, they just dropped Ohio TPing into the tree line to place this from behind it. It's all about making sure they can push deep and know when Spirit are there to. So, really committing to the strategy, not just with their items or their overall movements as a team, but with their vision game as well.
Ooh, they're going Scotty, it looks like, up in Orb of Venom. Different item choice. So it's very tanky. He wants to be able to just survive the Omni Slash more than anything. And with Manta Illusion, Scotty, which gives you HP as well as armor, Omni Slash is not going to do anything to a Gyrocopter. It's going to be much more targeted towards the OD.
Feels like Mushi just has to hold it forever, which puts a lot of emphasis on the rest to set things up.
And it's like, oh, my Omni Slash won't too much. I'll just right click them down while he's 1,000 net worth. Maybe a bit less than that behind, oh sorry, more like 4,000 to 5,000 net worth behind the OD as well as Gyrocopter. So it's not like he's even on comparable farm for these heroes. So he's trying to, you've got to try and make up for that through your Omni Slash when you're.
So to deal with the split push Iceberg after the blink, he goes into a Hex. At this point, he can pretty much solo kill anyone in the game, possibly 2 heroes during that BKB. So this will be your rat exterminator crew, it appears, and well, he might find a little rat. It's Chrissy, caught out, goes to work with the core, quickly taking him down, does not the BKB this time, and now Fnatic on the run. Mid one showed his head, he tries to get his way out of here. Can they lock him down? Can they control him?
Oh, Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
We're back to the base.
Wow, that was.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Ballsy TP coming out from the Invoker there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're diving my tower and. It's just a tough loss.
Mushi wanted to dive top, but.
It feels like in some ways the Tusk, the Earth Spirit, kind of playing that pilot ice role where it's like get the scouting information for your team, create like beneficial opportunities for your team. In Fnatic's case, it's give them the space they need to split push the other lane and find out where Spirit are going to try to push his Aegis. Spirit, it's like, okay, get the information we need to find a pick-off, because pick-offs are going to be key to lead into a push.
Pick-off. Well, they found that, but mid one is there, looking for the bailout. Iceberg, no BKB. They're still holding
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting a bit out of control. 20 and stolen. BKB cooling down, and just running at them. What crashes at a rather inopportune moment. For a very important player. Pretty intense game. Who are you favoring right now? Looking at the graphs, it's very even.
Yeah.
Nobody's taken racks yet.
It's still feeling a bit.
Objectives are quite even. There is the Aegis on.
Aegis, and I think even when the Aegis kind of times out, it's Spirit who still have that slightly better late game and just seem to be showing signs of just better execution right now. It's going to look that way when Fnatic are playing that more split push style Dota, but you've got a Hayo who's not really built towards split push. His Nature's Prophet's gone Blade Mail Orchid and is now transitioning into what looks to be a Scythe of Vice, which I just don't feel... Right now it's not the right item build, because split push. In the times where they were more focused on fighting and doing really well, it made total sense, and I think it was the right build to go for, but now he's in a position where the item build isn't going to work well for him. I think the Orchid, he'd already committed to it when Fnatic were doing well, but going now into the Hex, it's like, well, is there not like a split push item he could have gone for, because Fnatic do not want to fight head on, and that's what the Orchid and the Scythe are kind of more geared towards.
Yeah, he is definitely making that trend. Spirit are not looking to give them too much time to do it. You can see it's going to be tough for them to break in. There is a tier 2 bottom with the creep wave push to it. Spirit could at least take that tower, but already lines being drawn. Ohio clearly making the call. Let's shove in the mid lane. Let's push in top. Even if we give up an extra kill or two, we are not going to let Spirit threaten high ground. Enough kills where it feels tenuous. It's not a comfortable, alright, we're giving up one kill, but all the waves are pushed in, and it's only a support. Cores that are dying occasionally. Dangerously close to losing 2 or 3 heroes here in the mid lane, and
so
they're on the precipice.
And Mushi's going to likely keep getting farm now. He's got the Blink Dagger to try and avoid some of these games. Same for Ohio, same for mid one, but what are you kind of playing towards? What's the overall game plan? Is it just go super late game? Are you trying to out-carry Spirit? Are you expecting to be able to kind of use the split push, the Rat Dota, to get a lane of racks when Spirit are going? Because I don't feel like they can split push a lane and then prevent Spirit from TPing back. They haven't got the patch or the ability to prevent that. And they also haven't got the ability to take team fights. So if anything, Fnatic right now, likely they're playing for the ultra late game to get that late game 6-slotted Invoker with Ags, with Hex, with Shivers, whatever it may be. Similar story for the Juggernaut, the Nature's Prophet. Get the Scythe of Vice going, get a BKB up maybe to help deal with the OD as well. And then just hope you find the better team fight. But it's a very scary proposition to go that late against Gyro, OD, and most importantly, the Darkseer as well.
Forget about Earth Spirit. Come on,
Poor Earth
Spirit. He's still in this game.
His axe gone nerfed, man.
This is a record-setting Earth Spirit performance, gods.
Rough time.
Maybe not the records that he's hoping to set coming.
Well, there's a compendium stat, most deaths in a single game, and perhaps he's like, can win, and I'm going to set that record while winning.
I think our Spirit as a hero is going to set a new record in the next patch for biggest nerf in the history of Dota.
That's the funny thing with Spirit is he's only ever received nerf after nerf as well. It's not like he just got added and then got nerf once and that was that. It's like, okay, and the next patch he's nerfed again. Next patch, nerf.
The crazy thing is, I mean, not only is the hero's win rate ridiculous in general, but if you look at the 16 teams in this event, I believe he was roughly around like a 75% win rate. Some of the teams don't even run him well. I think Fnatic was 0-2 on him. There was a 1-4 in there, but the teams that use him well, it's like they have 3 heroes for the price of 1. What a guy. And only fitting that they're running it. Have they ever run the Spirit Strap, by the way?
3 spirits together on Team Spirit.
Oh.
I haven't seen a Storm in a long while. I wouldn't be surprised if they've done like a Spirit with Spirit, but I think all 3 together.
Yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit's still more relevant than...
Yeah.
We've had an easier time getting rid of the blue one, but...
Yeah,
not for like...
I mean, Valve knows Storm Spirit, now what's the next step? How do you get rid of Blitz? Come on. Well, I don't know. Maybe next patch is more Storm Spirit. Alright, back. It's reconnected.
Let's get ready to rumble! Here we go.
Kills. He has got Astral, but mid one. Oh, we got cold snap by the bounce back actually. Oh, yeah, okay, wait. The Lotus Orb is a pretty cool little pickup at this stage of the game. So
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The rat is intensifying.
Radiant's
Luci's gonna
bottom
take down the
tower
mid
is
tower.
under
He will
attack.
drag them back. Looks like he's
Dire's
building now
middle
into
tower has fallen.
possible BKB grab with the Ogre Club picked up.
Generation.
And that top lane gets shoved in
Dire's
as well by
middle
Ohio.
tower is
I
under
imagine
attack.
Fnatic's likely want to get at least one Lincolns on the team. It's very important when you are trying to play this split push style that you have an ability to get away from a blink hex from the OD. Yeah, he's got a way to break the Lincolns, but time alone gives you the opportunity to get up to late Fury so you can TP or you can blink away. Same for the Invoker. So possibly see like a Lincoln's next on Invoker. Or even, I guess Prophet has committed to the Sheepstick. Yeah, Sheepstick just been poached. Double Hex on Fnatic. I mean, that in itself is a pretty potent team fight, but
it's good if you're able to spread the map, and that's obviously what they're looking for. I guess the question is, can Spirit either bait out a play from Fnatic and have someone like Goblack sitting there with the Glimmer Cape and turn things around? That gets run over here in the bottom lane, but they're looking for the turnaround. Iceberg, he drops the OD.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Coming through. It's gonna bounce back on the illusions. The rock follow afterwards. They just walked away. The Coneheads survive, and now the snowball coming, but the gyrocopter there to greet them. Chrissy drops as well. Let's go down, and immediately mid one sprinting down this bottom lane, trying to shove things in. Ohio up to the top. Well, as for Team Spirit, another victory in a fight for them, but can they convert into objectives?
A bit unlucky for Mushi, the Omni Slash went over to the Illusion, not that didn't follow the Darkseer.
If it bounced one more time to Darkseer, he would have been out of acquisition range from the Illusions, and he would have killed him, so... It could have just as easily been one more
Dire's
kill.
bottom
That would
tower
have been the
is
only
under
kill I think
attack.
Fnatic get. I don't think they can kill the OD even after the Darkseer goes down, so...
They're just not at that point where they can take the big 5v5 fight, at least not yet.
Like, the map right now, you've got 3 heroes each in a different lane in the case of Fnatic, and it's really pesky for Spirit. It's going to have to keep going late game. They pick up their first boost of travel now on OD. Wouldn't be surprised to see one coming soon for Ramses on the Gyrocopter, and they're just going to have to continually deal with split push. And Gyrocopter, in some ways, not the best carry to deal with split push. He's good at like defending, pushing out a lane quickly, and then if you've got boost of travel, you can come in, but he doesn't have any kill potential, which is what you need at this stage, because as soon as you to go to your push your team, the split pushes back. So you've got to have that punish capability, which an OD has. Like in some ways, OD is better against the split push now than the Gyrocopter, even though he doesn't push lanes as well.
Right. Not naturally, but with the items he's built for sure. They do get a Sunstrike off here on the Iceberg. Glimmer Cape trying to keep DJ alive. The Tornado crashes through. On the other side of the shards, he's not going to snowball, but they are just abandoning ship. Mid one scurrying away. See you later, buddy. And high up. We'll get the job bottom.
Your doom be averted.
First Fnatic are giving away, slowly mounting the advantage for Spirit on the... As far as their own numbers go, they're continuing to pull ahead. Iceberg is going to get hexed up. Nobody wants to fight this OD. Anywhere he goes, they just run. Starting to feel like Godzilla against the police force, and the police are steadily giving ground. Bees are well underway though. Lucy working towards his, and they're making the move in bottom. They get the hex off. The Omni Flash is there, and this time he won't back it up. It's a bit late. Always want to play. Wanted to save him. Didn't do it. No buyback on OD. They even realize it based on the itemization. He's just getting picked up. And dead for 70.
And they have a lineup that can try and go for the high ground, because even if there's a buyback, they're good at gaping and knocking. The catch on Spirit is somewhat lacking. The grip is there, but very easy just to cancel it. And what we've seen Fnatic do is, if you trade a Tusk for an OD buyback, totally worth it. And they're showing time and time again, the Tusk is now trying to compete with the Earth Spirit to say, I can die for the sake of my team over and over again, and kind of fulfilling that role. He's got to be that sacrificial lamb a bit, so... Fnatic... Again, in an okay position, despite the fact they've been giving up kills. That lane ward at bottom now it was just dewarded by Goblack, but that was what kind of led to that kill on the OD, because they know there's no heroes camping behind him due to that vision. So, gem pick up on the Bane, being used to deward, and try and give Spirit complete map control.
Something Ohio really brings the profit that I haven't seen many other players do is, it's less about, for him, about just push out the lanes or keep his farm up or even fighting kills, and a lot of the times it's just purely for the ability to sneak in those deep wards, almost a bounty hunter-esque in the way he plays it.
We'll continue to head towards that funky late game as all carries kind of heading towards that 6-slotted territory.
Yeah, you've got the Prophet with the global hex pickoff potential, the same for the Invoker. Obviously the OD has his own. Lots of cores that can be anywhere, and if not kill someone solo, then definitely do it with a +1. You know of it. Been in top, he has a Prophet TP ready at any moment. doesn't have vision behind the OD, so he's not sure if Iceberg is back up. And Mushi often likes to go for those risky dives, but it's not going to happen here.
He's done a good job of just spending the last 10 minutes
What
pretty much only
sound
farming,
is
which
this?
is kind of what he needs to do. He was earlier talked about being pretty good margin behind the OD and Gyro. He's still a small bit, a little bit of farm behind them, but he's kind of narrowed the gap, as well as just approaching that maxed out status where we're entering late game, whether you're 2 or 3k net worth behind the carry at 40 minutes in, 50 minutes in is going to be less and less important. So he's recognized this game is going to go be 60 minutes, and he needs to get the items that allow him to fight head on. John
Dyer's
BKB
top
likes to go
tower
into
is
more
under
head on
attack.
fighting items, Pistol,
Dyer's
Butterfly.
structures are
Rotation
hot.
and
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Time
for a rematch.
He's delayed the return home, where Fnatic have grouped up. They've taken the tower down quite low, forced out the glyph,
Could have
and
been
then
a good
eventually
thing,
Chrissy dies, but considering they've snatched the Aegis, and they've done huge structural damage, forced out a glyph, I think they'll be very happy with that.
That Aegis snatch is just insane. There's any chance Spirit maybe wanted to go for a high ground push anytime soon, just gone. They do have cheese on Iceberg, but him against
Bottom
the
lane.
Hex initiation.
Iceberg on his own. He ain't gonna save you now, brother.
Now your tree food.
Goes.
Yep, and you're fighting these hexes. Sometimes you're just not going to get an opportunity to get that cheese off. I think he actually could have cheesed
Mid
a
one's going for the kill mid. He's now found out Godblack gets the Hex off, cold snap, deafening blast.
So
Bane back to the well.
Mistake trying to kick in.
Fnatic have made some, but they've been able to get away with it because of the split push. Not seeming to be the case now for Team Spirit. It sounds like they could be in a lot of trouble. Ramsey is surrounded, and oh, that was not.
Oh, he only flashed on Mushi!
No.
See Ramsey. I guess he was just so waiting to.
Did they have something to interrupt? Because Omnislash doesn't mini stun him.
No.
So.
I think he was also waiting because of the Lotus Orb. You can't Omnislash into the Lotus Orb. It's gonna get turned right round on you, and nothing kind of happens at that point.
Dyer's top tower
in the
is
end,
under attack.
Doesn't end up getting the kill, but they're still pushing it with the OD dead. They are going to grab, always want to fly a sacrifice on the altar of Fnatic, who keep on pressing forward. They sprouted out Ramsey, but
Dyer's
that's not
top
an easy one to
tower
bring down.
has
They spread the
fallen.
lanes, they prevent that big 5-man wombo combo from the dark two. Mid one and Mushi working on top, DJ and
Dyer's
working on
middle
mid.
tower
And
is under
Ramsey
attack.
finally going to commit on to Mushi, who's immediately going to Blade Fury, looks for the TP out, and will end up just escaping back to the
Dyer's
base.
middle
Perhaps
tower
not
has
so lucky
fallen.
mid one. No, he goes, walks away. They think they lost their gem previously when the Bane died. Looks like they did, so they got no detection. He's able to back out as well. Fnatic just pulling Spirit apart. Mid one was thinking about a TP away, but he decides he doesn't need to, as no one's able to pursue.
Yeah, a lot more structural damage dealt. It was one of those, always that awkward stage for like your carry when you're about 10 seconds away from respawning and your tier 3/Rax is taking damage. It was just a range Rax, but he took the tier 3 top, the tier 3 mid, and the range Rax. It's just progress for Fnatic.
Ramsey, he's out too far, and mid one's there. DJ follows it up. They're gonna lock him down, control him, start to go to work. He comes to BKB, looks to third, called out, coming through. Simply no fit for him, and again he dies. Spirit just not found these big AoE ultimates together until now. Ohio gets caught out. He will drop together with the tusk, and now they hunt into the trees. Searching for Mushi. Omnislash is ready. He can turn this one, perhaps. Blink. Omni available, but it would be a risky maneuver. Fnatic will cut their losses back away.
Unfortunately for
Settle
Fnatic,
for a couple of kills.
what's normally like one of their strong points is just the team coordination was slightly off there. They didn't get the chain hex on Gyro, and they took too long to bring Gyro down. They'll now find a catch and always want to fly, but if they get a clean kill on Gyro there with the chain hex, and he doesn't survive as long as he does, they don't worry. The OD coming in isn't a problem, but once Gyro survives so long, I think he just goes straight.
Mid one, he runs right on the Godlike. That's there. Looks for the follow, but Iceberg with the cheese ready to hex on mid one as well. Down the road, just 2 auto attacks. This OD hitting for 250 a pop before you count the orb damage. My god, he's a 3-shot from Nets. Gets that kill as well. The extermination is really ramping up, and Spirit still hanging on. They've
Dyer's
only
top
lost a
barracks
single
are under
range Rex
attack.
in the top lane. Still the melee surviving. Mid exposed, but not dead yet. Game is by no means won for Fnatic.
It's going to be Fnatic continuing the split push, and Spirit. They're going to be the ones playing reactionary, which is kind of maybe a bit uncomfortable for them. At least that's what's seeming. Their team who's used to kind of being the ones 5-manning, going for these kind of push strats, taking Roche, taking objectives, and dealing with a full-on split push right now. We're seeing some discomfort. They're getting picked off here and there by it. They're just losing bits and pieces of their base, kind of tier 3 towers here and there, range tracks here or there, and if they can polish things up, I still think this is slightly Spirit favored, but Fnatic, for the most part, just showing that they've got the ability to kind of put Spirit kilter.
Seems like Spirit may need a few more fights like that to shove the lanes out. As you look at the dire vision, overall, at best, even after 2-3 kills, the lanes are at the river, and that Ohio's is pushing top in again, so they try to cut their losses here.
It kind of just feels like LD, these lanes are never going to actually push themselves out unless
they just
Fnatic...
gotta keep on getting kills.
And yeah, and a lot of that's going to come down to like hoping Fnatic misplay that split push, so it's,
Well,
it's going to be tough.
Here comes an item that you mentioned as a way to counter the extermination of the OD is a Lincoln. Mid one's gonna grab one, so now he can split push more freely. He's not an easy solo kill for Iceberg any longer, especially not with the fat fingers he's put on display so far.
Yeah, the Lincolns on cores and even Lotus Orbs on support's going to be the name of the game for Fnatic on both sides, really. You've had the Lotus Orb on Darkseer for a while, and that's just offered some tools to deal with the hexes, but the problem's been because of the split push, Darkseer's not always been there to help protect Iceberg, get the Lotus Orb on him, and deal with the hexes or whatever other initiation comes his way.
Game. Mushi, after a very rough start and a rough mid game, finds himself tied with the gyrocopter for net worth. And you mentioned he hasn't really fought much, but he's quietly farmed his way into relevance. He's about to get an Abyssal Blade once he feels like he's got buyback
Better than a stiff
to
drink.
do it as far as map control.
Really had
And he's not done farming it. He's
had
got
a
room for the moon
rough
shard.
game like from start to where we are now, but
He has been farming the whole while.
exact, and that's the thing where Mushi is that very reliable player. Yes, he's not had a good game, but he's not fallen behind. He hasn't gone on tilt because of it. He's missed a few Omni Slash opportunities, Omni Slash illusion. He's been caught out a couple of times when he maybe shouldn't have, but ultimately he's done what he needed to enter the late game where he can still have a high impact. So all it's going to take is 2 minutes of greatness from Mushi, and that could be all it takes for Fnatic to win this game. So he's still put himself in a position to succeed, despite the bad game and overall performance here, which we've seen great games earlier today from Mushi, so perhaps just the fatigue, the long day kind of getting to him by now.
Scouting here on the sigil. DJ gonna spout out Godblack and Iceberg as they move through their woods, and that is immediately gonna prompt Mushi to feel confident bottom, so he goes right onto the lane as OD just rampages all over the creeps. Loading the Shivas there. We'll clean up the catapults as well. So online though, crucial BKB piercing lockdown now for Fnatic to go with the double hex. They have the tools to kill the OD. He is not invincible, but he must be dealt with. That man alone, and you will live to regret it.
Seeds of
Mushi.
fortune.
Well, it looks like he wanted to try and find a pickle, but Iceberg has a vision advance, the high ground forward, up to the right. Mushi immediately pinning that. He knows that there must have been vision in the trees. Big kill. Mushi does have the buyback ready. Roshan not up yet. They might not have to use it mid one, looking for a counter pick in the river, but Ramsey's KB if needed, and is able to flutter his way to safety.
Man, you gotta feel for Mushi, like I wouldn't say misfortune continues. That's not even a mistake being there. He's pushing, he's completing the game plan. Split push to farm, and he's in a spot that's one of the safest spots to be, but...
Oh, mid one. By the vacuum. Okay. At the same time, credit to Spirit, because that is an excellent anti-rat ward. It brings me back to the days of Prophets just hiding in the tree line forever. AUI 2000 on the Shaman just waiting to blink out and drop his wards at a tower. This is
Radiant's
some
middle
old,
tower is under attack.
Relatively old school Dota, as far as Dota 2.
Bane picking up the boots of travel now as well, so it's just full on termination squad for Team Spirit, and so having a rough time here. They're kind of grouping up near this mid lane.
Radiant's
looking to
middle
pose some
tower
threat
has
towards
fallen.
the high ground, but again, it's Fnatic who
Dire's
reach the
top
high ground
barracks
first
are
and
under
will
attack.
force Spirit back.
Yeah, keen away, but the wave play is pretty good from Spirit. The Gyro can deal with this top lane insurgency, and we'll push it back.
It looks like a high accidentally BKB'd there, but not the end of the
Someone
world.
was TPing in, and maybe he thought there was
Yeah.
going to be a jump, so...
He killed the Bane boots of travel, and so I guess he's still being jumped while the boots of travel. Let's just
Yeah, maybe OD's about to blink in and something like that. Hey,
game like this, it's not really at all consequential to mess up with a BKB like that.
one rolling through the river. He's trying to contest the Roche here, perhaps. Trance coming in, but time's running low. OD.
Roshan has fallen to the
Immortality.
dark.
One play ready. They're also not really counter pushing. So the lanes are shoved in, they don't get objectives out of it. So Spirit again able to claim the Aegis. They have been on top of that Roshan all game long.
Again, Fnatic can just say, okay, well, they've got an Aegis, we're going to continue to split push and not give them a chance to ever reach our high ground. Unless we're in a position where we trade
They
rapid.
found Ramses though, Gyrocopter lockdown, there's the Lotus Orb to keep him alive, turns to the BKB, Mushi, he's gonna need a fast hero, Pistol Blade still available, hangs on to it for ages, but now he wants to run away, they don't want to fight into the Aegis, Ramses very healthy, they get the Hex off on Mushi, they're gonna lock down the chunk, they finish him off, and already DJ's going down mid, Net streaming towards bottom, but they managed to kill the Jug again.
Yeah.
Spirit not finding support kills any longer, these are big core kills. They're making a difference. More complex looking for one bottom. He glimmers in. He gets the grip off and eye. Now the BOTs are coming. The split pushers are quickly becoming the ambushes, but it looks like the TP may have gotten cancelled elsewhere as mid one's chasing Ramses in the mid lane. At the same moment, Ohio was caught out bottom. Action everywhere. Who's going to be the first pick? Ohio looks like in a lot of trouble. Backpacking below will be finished off, but the counterplay comes from the Gyrocopter mid. So he's down for 100 seconds. Iceberg, though, has not been dealt with. Still holds the Aegis, has the ult available. Not dropping it just yet. Gets caught by a Deputy Bless. Trying desperately to finish off the Tusk. Gets up the Astral Spirit. Astral Prism and up to the high ground, but already the auto attack and Frog will get the kill. That's 3 down. Fnatic hanging on, but barely again. The Hexes, Afterlife again, and now they chase on to mid one. There's nobody here to save them. Disruptor's up in the top lane. They may lose the Invoker as well. A long roll in. The Iceberg Hex is down for quite some time, but they keep control of him. The Tornado catching every crucial hero. Goblek, no blink on him. Mid one will end this merry chase by blinking back to base.
One's just like trying, he's just
But
playing out of his mind.
His
right
big plays are just barely not dying, whereas Spirits are racking up kill after kill after kill.
now. Yeah, he's very much still slowing down the pace of Spirit, and so much goes back to that miskill in the Gyrocopter top when Mushi dies. That was a big mistake from Fnatic, just not timing. It was the creep wave that came out as they went in, so the creep wave soaked up the Omni Slash, and Gyro just stayed alive. Should have gone for the, should have used the Abyssal probably and just right-clicked him, or they need some way to deal with the creep wave.
Mushi. No! Mushi slaughtered. Brutal. Absolutely vicious stuff here.
The bottom kill under the Observer Ward is one thing, but these last 2 deaths, those can't happen in the late game.
It feels like either fatigue or tilt is starting to set in for Fnatic a bit, and they're getting sloppy. I just can't believe how quickly the man died. That was painful to watch.
Yeah. Where the itemization is good, but he doesn't have any way to. It doesn't have like the Lincolns I mentioned that the Invoker went for, so he can't get caught and jumped by the OD. It would be like at this stage,
Radiant's
a much more
top
useful item
tower
than an
is under
SMY,
attack.
and it's making life very difficult. The other option is getting something like Evasion, the Butterfly, so you've got some way to just deal with the OD right.
He's up against the Refresher Orb on Ohio. He's gonna have a sick Hex if they can just pop this Aegis once. They might be able to kill him twice. And they use that Refresher. Static Storm to start it off. He does go for the Refresher, but already it looks like the OD's gotten out, man. Just to pop the blink and he'll retreat himself to safety. Meanwhile, mid one's running to the entire enemy team. He's caught out. The back there.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Caught up. So good. Black coming from Ramsey soon. 4 seconds to go. I don't even know if they need it. Next dead. Prophet's in danger. DJ's being forced back. There is
Radiant's
no
top tower is
there
under
is
attack.
no escape. Team Spirit marching down top. An Iceberg feeling like he's king of the world. He already hit a Moonshard. He is completely out of control in the OD. Back on top of network.
Radiant
Buybacks,
structures
if they
are
got him,
fortified.
Fnatic are gonna need to use them any moment now. Top lane's in trouble. Mid lane can be rotated on next. An Iceberg again with the blink forward. The counter Hex is waiting. There's the Sunstrike. They're gonna try to turn this one, but mid one forced to back away. Mushi just Omni Slash opportunities. The Lotus Orb too much of a threat.
Radiant's
too much of a
top
factor. He's gonna
has
jump
fallen.
in, try to commit the snowball through. Beautiful stuff from DJ. They need more backup from mid one. Where's the people?
Radiant's
He's
top
playing the
barracks
Invoker.
are under
He's starting
attack.
to touch the Iceberg didn't have enough firepower. The Iceberg there's just not enough damage, and now Iceberg looking to put the final nail in the coffin. He jumps in again. Tanksa has Hex, which immediately gets Lotus's off, and Spirit just dealing with the Hexes so beautifully here in the late game.
Yeah.
They can't be denied.
Radiant's middle
Like
tower
Farmville,
is
there's
under
like,
attack.
Oh, sheep here, a little piggy over there. There's just hexes all over the place. Lotus is flying, and Mushi unable to deal damage. He actually blinked in. And
Radiant's
made a
middle
big
tower has
misplay.
fallen.
He played during while PKBing, and Mushi is struggling to find the kills. He's finally got himself into this one, but again, it's the Blade Fury escape. He can't do any damage. He's just using this defensively.
I see my
They
woods
hold the
again.
line as far as the second racks for now, and Spirit, they might be satisfied. They forced out a triple core buyback. It's Fnatic who got to get something done.
Yeah.
Out of the lane pushing. Always one fly gonna roll away. Ramses. They'll just be able to walk back.
We're still at that stage of the game where one lane of Rax really not going to change things that much. It's not going to be until you get that
Well-dotted
second lane or you win
games.
like another big team fight where Spirit are going to be feeling comfortably ahead.
Try to find one, at least one
Set
kick here. Always
in
want to
stone.
fly. He's trying to deal with the cold snap. Gets off the kick, though. He's very tanky. Might be able to turn this. Ohio even going to follow this up. Always want to fly. Not dead quite yet. They need one more auto attack. Banished. Alive. Right now, they can't finish these kills. Is he going to go for the Sunfig? More importantly, Ohio's been caught on the river. This could be a dieback. He's very late. He's dead for 120. That might be go time. Team Spirit, they're going to buy the OD refresher orb. So now you're looking at a double hammer, a double hex, a double BKB, and double trouble for a Fnatic team that is running out of gas, map control, and hope of winning this game very quickly.
Yeah, OD's just reaching that unstoppable stage, and the Sands Eclipse just does massive damage at this point in the game. Mushi has no way to fight outside of Magic Community.
That's on mid one. Full rat mode.
Okay.
This might be what it comes to, God.
And just, in some ways it's rapid, it's also like, I need an item that's going to allow me to fight and kill heroes now. And
I can't count on my profit.
Yeah.
That's 480.
can't count on this Juggernaut more than anything. This Juggernaut
All right, we're here to try and turn your opinion of it, but he's got two spots in the middle. And he drops that hammer.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Four dead, eviscerated by the iceberg. Team Spirit, Melon, Funky Structure. They will take
Radiant's
it
middle
and
victory has
with
fallen.
an ultra kill and a 24-4-13 beatdown. 44 to 32, the final score. Better execution, and ultimately they force Fnatic to team fight, and Fnatic just cannot win the engagement.
Yeah, just one too many pickoffs. It's such a great matchup when you get to the late game stage, because it's a team where if they can split push and never get picked off, Spirit can never win the game. But at the same time, it's like, if you keep defending, it's just going to keep dragging the game out. But eventually Spirit found a way to get those pickoffs, mostly on Mushi, who you've kind of got to